Alright guys, so a different kind of video today. Recently I've been really getting into clothing, not exactly fashion, but clothing. Uh, I wanted to talk about what really does make a good quality jacket. Now that you know winter is coming and it's getting colder, a few of you guys might be looking to get a new jacket, and leather jackets are amazing, especially lined ones. They're waterproof. They look really good, relatively easy to clean. But it's really easy to get duped by leather companies nowadays. So I just wanted to show you guys what to really look for when you're buying a leather jacket. Uh, First of all, when we look at a leather jacket, is the leather itself. So there are four different kinds of leather you can find. You can find full grain leather, you can find top grain leather, you can find genuine leather, and you can find bonded leather. Now, in India, finding bonded leather is very rare. It's a really, really poor quality of leather, and India's leather industry is very mature, so we don't really deal with really cheap quality stuff. One thing you'll find a lot is genuine leather. Genuine leather is essentially a scam. It's the worst quality leather. It's very bad quality. It's very stiff. Usually, if you buy a watch strap, or a watch with a leather strap, it'll have the words "genuine leather" embossed upon it. Let me see if I have a watch with that written. Um, no, I think I've gotten rid of all my very poor quality watch straps, so I don't have anything. Uh, Essentially, genuine leather is a scam. What you want to look for is full grain leather or top grain leather. The difference between these two is full grain leather is just just pure leather. It's usually very high quality. In India, you can find varying degrees of quality, but generally you want to go for a full grain leather. There's also top grain leather, which is the exact same as full grain leather, except that uh, they sort of sand off the shiny part of the leather. What that does is that it slightly reduces the thickness and it removes the harder outer part. So what you're left is a much more supple leather. It's not weaker than full grain leather. It just doesn't look shiny. Uh, Generally, in durability, there's no real difference between them. So this is a top grain leather, and you can see that it'll be written over here. You see 100% real leather, not genuine leather. It says real leather, and I believe somewhere it's written. Yeah, so over here we have an information tab. Is this visible? Like this. All right, so over here we have an information tab that says genuine top grain leather. So what you want, both of them are equally good. It's up to your preference. For a winter jacket, I would suggest top grain leather because it's a bit more supple. It'll break in easier because it's more supple, and it is more comfortable to wear. Another thing you want to look for is stitching. So now that you have a high quality leather, you want to make sure the stitching is equally good. Over here we can see that between these two panels we have triple stitches. So you have 3 layers of stitching for added durability. Cheaper ones will have 1 or 2 layers. This is not a very expensive jacket. This was found. This I got in just some store in Agra. So this is essentially cottage industry, not some Gucci or anything. This is not made by some skilled craftsman. This is just made by a guy. But still, a guy with very good attention to detail. So triple layer of stitching. You can see all these panels have triple layers of stitching here as well. Some places we have double layers of stitching. That's true. Over here again 2 layers, but here we have 3. I'm not sure why, but then again, you have to make sure the stitching is on point. This is something you'll see in a lot of, especially newer clothes. If you go to like, Jack and Jones or whatever, some fashion company, and you look at the leather jackets they have, they'll have very poor quality stitching. If you look over here, we have this visible on my frame. So over here we have 1 layer of stitching. Over here as well, 1 layer of stitching. This I'm not so worried about because there's no real stress that comes around on this direction. Similar in this direction. So, okay. So if you're in a like a direction where there's not much stress, then you don't really need that much stitching. But if you look at the shoulder area, where you move your shoulders a lot, so a lot of stress comes in these parts, these are all triple stitched. Another thing you want to look for is the hardware. So what I mean by hardware, I mean zippers and buttons and stuff like that. So what you want to look for is this symbol over here. Is this visible? Yeah, see it says YKK. YKK is the world's largest zip manufacturer, and they're also the world's best. They make around 10 billion zips a year, so if your jacket does not have one of those 10 billion zips, it only proves how bad quality it is. These zippers are absolutely fantastic. They're very high quality, very accurately machined. That way they won't jam up. When it gets really cold and your hands are numb, you don't want your zipper jamming on you. So if you want a very reliable zipper, you should always make sure it's YKK. In fact, if you look at anything online, I wouldn't buy anything with a zipper online unless they specifically mention that it has a YKK zipper. I feel like that's the bare minimum requirement. So if you look at this jacket, all of these zippers are from YKK. Even on the inside, where we have this, the only plastic zipper in this, even this is a YKK zipper. It's super smooth, and it'll stay smooth for many years to come, possibly many decades. So these are just the general things you want to look for in a jacket. You want good leather, good stitching, and good hardware. In the back, we have these riveted buttons. This is for cinching. You should always give it like a test to see how good the buttons are. One thing to check out is if the buttons have any designs on them. These designs on them. It's good to see if they're like very highly, if the embossing is in high definition or whatever, if it's like very clear. I don't really know much about buttons, but for like jeans and stuff, if you look at older Levi's stuff, the engravings on the buttons are very clear, which means that it was made by a much higher quality tool. So you could infer that it was made with a bit more sort of, love and care. So that's one good thing to know. But yeah, just look for good quality zippers, good quality stitching, and good quality leather. If you can find these 3, then any jacket which has all 3 of these and will be a very good jacket. It'll last you many years. And as long as you don't let your leather rot, you should be in good shape. So yeah, I mean, I'm no expert in this stuff, but I just want to give a sort of a heads up, if you will, into things which I believe are important. So yeah, thank you for watching.